All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session. I hope we're all doing well this weekend. This is the second session in a three-part session, where we're just having conversations about LinkedIn and how to leverage on LinkedIn to essentially grow our career. Discover more opportunities, grow our professional networks, etc., and other, things that we can get out of that platform. Um, Vivian, how are you? So, guys, if you were part of like our first session, you should already know who Vivian is. Vivian is the person facilitating these sessions. So we're essentially learning from her pool of knowledge. Hi, Vivian. Good afternoon. Do you just want to say hi to the room real quick, and also do like a little introduction for people who are joining for the first time, and then yeah, pretty much just take us away.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Chubi. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, my name is Vivian, HR and LinkedIn optimization expert. I was here last week, Saturday, with everyone on the call, and it was quite an exciting session because there was a lot to be learned, right? Or there was a lot that was learned, rather. So today we are just going to continue from where we stopped last week, and today we'll be talking about LinkedIn visibility strategies. I'll also cover how to get your top voice badge and a couple of other things. Because of time, I think I would, I don't know, Chubi, can I begin now?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Go ahead.
All right, great. Okay, just a quick recap of what we discussed last Saturday. Last Saturday was a brief introduction into LinkedIn, why you should use LinkedIn, who is expected to be on LinkedIn, and what you can get out of LinkedIn, right? And I think along the line during the week, Chubi put up a brief recap of what was discussed, and also the video recap has been placed on Rise's YouTube channel, so you can always go back and watch that. As I said earlier, we're going to continue today. We'll talk about LinkedIn visibility strategy. We'll talk about sub voice buy. So I'll be shuffling between here and the LinkedIn platform itself. So I don't want anybody to leave because it's going to be very insightful. There's a lot that I'm going to say within 1 hour. I feel like this 1 hour might not, be enough, but I'll try my best to at least talk about the very important things so that at least we can get a lot right from this. So let's just proceed. Just like last Saturday, I like my class to be very engaging. So I'm going to be asking a couple of questions, and I would love that you use the Telegram chat section to respond, and also to ginger people that are currently not on the call. At least when they start seeing those chats, they can also join in, right? So my first question for today's session is, um we all we all have LinkedIn profiles, or majority of us on the call have LinkedIn profiles. Now, if you are your own recruiter, if you are a recruiter of your clients, and then you decide to take a look at your LinkedIn profile, how are you going to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Will you be able to hire yourself based on your skills, or will you be able to like buy stuff from yourself based on what you currently have on your LinkedIn profile? So I want to see honest ratings. I want to see honest ratings where 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest. So I want to see via the chat section how you're going to rate your current LinkedIn profile, if you are a recruiter or client looking to hire yourself or buy something from yourself. 8/10. Should be 8/10. Great. Okay. I need more responses. 0. Why now, Abiodun? It can't be that bad. Don't worry. I hope after this conversation you move from a 0 to at least a 5. Hmm? Don't worry, you hire yourself. I need more responses. We have 28 persons on the call. Victor is a 6.8. Definitely, Biodun, you will. Need more responses. More responses, please. Okay. I can see one more response from chat. Okay, 7/10. All right. You will know how to use LinkedIn. Don't worry. Nafisat, you will definitely know how to use LinkedIn. Just a reminder, you can watch the recap of last week's session and join us next week Saturday, all right? So that you can also learn how to optimize your LinkedIn yourself. So let's quickly run through what we are going to be doing today. I'll talk about what we are expecting. Then we'll look into LinkedIn strategies. We'll look at how to get your LinkedIn top voice badge. This might be new to some people, but I'm going to explain what that is. I'll also show you, I'll go to the LinkedIn site itself and show you exactly what I mean by that. We're also going to be looking at LinkedIn Matrix, that is the analytics that you can find on LinkedIn and the things that you should not ignore, right? And a bonus slide for service providers or consultants, because I know it's not everybody that is a career person 9 to 5. I know that there are some people on the call that are into business, is one business or the other. So I included this slide for this set of audiences so that we can understand how we can position ourselves on LinkedIn, right? So let's just go into it. So what do we expect, right? Already, like I said, we will be looking into how to grow your network, how to establish yourself as an authority, how to build your personal brand, and in general, how to demystify LinkedIn. So for Nafisat now that says doesn't know how to navigate LinkedIn or how to go about it, we're going to trash all of that, right? We started last week, we are continuing today, and we will definitely end next week Saturday. So, LinkedIn visibility strategy. Now, for our LinkedIn visibility, you might be, let me quickly clarify the difference between visibility and optimization on LinkedIn. Now, for optimization on LinkedIn, it simply means that your profile is well optimized. You have fully made use of all the sections. You've updated all the sections you have on your LinkedIn, positioning yourself or expressing your experience, your skills, your achievements properly, including your education. Everything is well structured on your profile, such that anybody that comes to your profile, they automatically know what you're all about or what you're doing or what you can do, right? As well as your LinkedIn URL, being optimized, not having the default format that comes with numbers behind your names, right? So that is optimization. But when we go further into visibility, it's not ending at you just having a very beautiful profile. Now we are going into how can you connect with people, how can you network with people, how can you achieve your LinkedIn goals, and how can you be unmissable to the people that you want them to see you, that is recruiters or clients or whosoever that you are trying to meet. Some people are even looking for investors on the platform, right? So whatever your goal is, how can you be unmissable to this set of people? So I'm going to also be talking about it um, in the visibility strategies. Now, why is visibility important? Let me see if I can put this on a slide show rather than having everything portrayed. I remember last time I did a slideshow, but it was difficult. So once you see it, please let me know. Once you see the page, let me know. Can you see the current slide?
Yes, we can. LinkedIn visibility strategies.
What's your trust score, right?
Yes, what's your trust score? Yes.
Right. Great. Now, for LinkedIn, if you want to be visible on the platform, it simply means that you want to build your credibility. And for you to be able to build your credibility, you need to increase your trust score. When anybody sees your name pop up, what are you known for? Do they trust that you can deliver on whatsoever thing that you are on the platform for? And for you to be able to build your or increase your trust score, then it means that you have to be consistent on the platform. You can't just come up one morning, make a post or engage on other people's posts and then disappear. And then the next time you are showing up is when you know that you want to start looking for jobs. Nobody knows you. It's not just about being seen, right? What do people know you for on the platform? So you have to be consistent. Now, consistent in doing what exactly? That should be the next question. So I want to be consistent in connecting with people, networking with the right people. Let me rephrase. I want to be consistent with connecting with my target audience, not just connecting with people, right? I think I explained that last week. Apart from connecting with people, I want to be consistent with engaging with content that I am interested in, because LinkedIn algorithm, when it notices that you are engaging with a certain type of content, it's going to make those sort of content appear to you more, right? And same way it's going to be appearing to your clients slash your target audience or your recruiters. So you want to ensure that you are consistent in engaging with the right content. I am an HR personnel. I'm interested in digital transformation. I don't have any business with let's say sustainability or green projects. So why should I be liking, engaging, or making comments on things that I'm not interested in? Once I begin to do that, the algorithm is going to only show that to me, right? Or show my profile to people that make those kind of posts. And if there is no alignment, then I will just be putting in a lot of effort and not really getting any results. I hope this makes sense now. So I want to be visible to people that I am interested in, making posts and engaging with people that I have similar interest in. So let's go into posting strategy, right? I'll talk through this and I'll also stop sharing and move to LinkedIn itself so that we can see what I'm talking about. Now, on LinkedIn, you have to post regularly. In fact, the three strategies is posting, commenting, and connecting, right? You cannot do one without the other and expect and wholesome results. Posting will give you a level of results. Connecting will give you a level of results. And commenting will give you a level of results. But by the time you do these three things together, then the results that you'll be getting will be very exponential. When I'm talking about results, you might be wondering, what kind of result am I talking about? Your profile views is going to increase, right? Your search, how you appear on search pages is also going to increase. Your own post is going to be visible to the people that you want them to see your post. Then you will also have people that are interested in what you are posting that will reach out to you directly via your DMs. So if, for instance, you are making posts regarding a real estate that you are trying to sell, or maybe you are just making posts about real estate, maybe you're a real estate person, people that are interested in that, right? Maybe buying houses or just inspecting or whatever along that line will definitely come to your DMs to speak to you about one thing or the other. As I'm an HR person, the more I put up posts relating to human resources, trends, challenges, and things around that, I definitely would be receiving recruiters opportunity DMs in my messaging every single day. Like every single day you come up and you just see one recruiter sending you, "Hi Vivian, are you open to this opportunity?" Because they already know that you are capable in this area based on what you have been putting up and what the algorithm has been showing to these people, right? So that is the kind of results that you'll be getting, slash depending on whatsoever your goal is. Now, for posting, it's not just about you coming to just talk anything. Just you just come up on the platform one morning and say, because Vivian says post regularly, and then you just start posting anything that you want to post. Remember, it's a professional platform. So you want to position yourself the way that you will be remembered or the way that you want to be seen, right? So that is why you need to be careful on what to post and how to go about posting it. And this does not mean that because I'm insisting on doing it professionally, then you restrict yourself from doing something. No, right? So for posting, you need to take note of the content that you are putting and the structure that you are putting up your content. So I'm talking about content structuring. Now, if you come to your feed, now this is the LinkedIn platform, and once you sign in, you see this. This is the very first thing that you see if you are using your laptop. If you're not using your laptop, you are using your phone, you'll definitely come to the home page here. So all of these things that I'm scrolling, that's what you'd see. That's the home page, right? Now, if you take a look at how posts are appearing on LinkedIn, you see that the first thing that appears is the name. You see the first two lines, and you see the media, and that's basically it for everything, including adverts, right? LinkedIn adverts, name, first two lines, media. If you want anybody to stop their scroll and check you out, it means that these first three things that appears to everybody, you need to put in extra effort to ensure that it is catchy, right? If you want to talk about something, your first line, which is the hook or the headline, it has to be very captivating. That's the first thing you should have in mind. Use headlines that are captivating. Take a cue from bloggers, Instablog Nigeria, and all these people that put so very interesting news, right, on Instagram and all of that. If you go to Instagram and browse, just search for hooks, you will definitely see quite a number of hooks that you can get inspiration from. So the first things first for your content structuring is ensure you use catchy headlines for your first line slash your second line, right? Example, let me give you an example of headlines. You can use negative headlines. Headlines like, oh, mistakes you are currently making that is costing you XYZ, right? I finally discovered blah, blah, blah. Things you are currently doing wrong in your data analytics, blah, 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 right? So if you use catchy headlines like this or negative headlines like this, people will definitely be interested to see, oh, what is this person trying to say? It seems as if this person is trying to inform me about something I'm missing out on, right? Another thing about the headline is you can try as much as possible to call your audience by their names, right? If your audience are chief technology officers, then call them by their names. Every CTO should read this. If you are a new tech founder and you are not doing XYZ, then blah blah blah. So by the time you call people by their names or your target audience by their names, they'll be forced to stop to check what is going on or what you're trying to do or what you're trying to say. Then the next thing you should take note of is your media. Use rich medias. Now on LinkedIn, you can post pictures, you can post documents, you can post videos. Now I'm seeing a lot of videos on LinkedIn. Say a year ago, 2 years ago, it was really hard for you to see video medias, but now you can actually see videos. I think this is a video, so you can actually see videos. So you can make use of videos, you can use pictures, you can use documents. By the time you upload a document, it appears as a carousel. That is so much information. I don't think if I start with that, we'll leave here today. So use hooks. Then the next is your body. The body of your message should be very clean. Don't make it jumbled up. Don't jumble up your words, right? Use white spaces, that is paragraphs. You can see here, everyone, is social Saturday, a white space. The weekend is here, another white space. Let's make this so it's readable. It's easy for the eyes to see and read, scan through it and get the information, right? Use hashtags, is important. Hashtag is very important in LinkedIn because quite a number of people even use hashtags to search for something. So use hashtags. Use don't spam people. There are some people that, okay, because you know that say after this session now you guys want to make a post about, oh, how you attended this Rise Vest conversation on LinkedIn, blah blah blah, and then you want to call people out, then you say at Chukwubuikem at Vivian Mogo at, and then you start calling a lot of people that may or may not even know you. So what you're trying to do is that you're trying to tap into their audience, you're trying to call them out, because they're going to get notifications and all of that. Sometimes it can be annoying. So that is what I mean by don't spam people, right? You can call out people that but don't just like randomly start calling out everybody on your connect, right? So these are the things you should take note of. And at the end of the day, before you click on publish, right, ensure that the flow of your posts makes sense to people that would be reading it. Have a call to action at the end of your post. Every post should have a goal. It's either you're trying to inform people about something, you're trying to convince them to click on a link to buy something, or you're just trying to share a trend or celebrate something. But it should have a goal, and it should have a call to action at the end of the day. So put all these things together and create a beautiful content that people are willing to read and most likely engage with, right? And that leads us to the second strategy, which is commenting, right? In fact, on LinkedIn, I did an experiment and I realized that the more you comment on LinkedIn, the more you get impressions, Post impressions means that your post is being seen by quite a number of users, including unique viewers, readers. So you want to actually make sure that your post is very interesting to read so that people engage in your post. The more people engage in your post, the more your post goes out to more people. Because, for instance, now I make a post and Victor engages in it, like drops a comment or something. Anybody that is connected to Victor will most likely also be able to see my post, and that is how I can become visible to people that are not even my first connect. The same thing applies to when you engage on other people's posts, because when you engage on other people's posts, you're not the only person that is engaging on that person's post. There are quite a number of other persons that must have either liked the post or shared or commented, and those people will also definitely see your engagement. And this is how you can be in the face of people. To make this make sense, I would say that when you want to engage, do not engage in every Tom, Dick, and Harry's post. Engage with only people, or engage mostly with people that can help you achieve your goal. If you are looking for a job, as a job seeker, you need to engage in people's posts, like maybe recruiters post or head of HR's post or things like that, or your hiring manager's kind of post. Turn on notification of this set of people and engage in their posts, because by the time you do that, what happens is that you now become visible to them. Once they see your name, it will definitely ring a bell. Do you understand? And it's easy for them to place you, with something. So that's one way you can look at it. Now, the third is, let's see if I can go to my slide. So the third is connecting. That is connection strategy, right? Who are your target audiences? I'm going to get back to this top voice badge once we move to the next slide. Who are your target audience? You should know who your target audience is before you start connecting. I spoke at length about this last class. You don't just connect with anybody. So let's go back to LinkedIn and I'll show you how to search for people. Now, for instance, I'm looking for a CTO, right? I type in CTO here and I click on, okay, I hope somebody has CTO as their job. Now, when I type in CTO, I have a couple of things here. I can click on people because I want to filter by people. And then the list of people that are currently on LinkedIn, you can see it's returning 550,000 results. So we have 550,000 people that are on LinkedIn that has CTO in their profile. That's basically what this means. I can decide to start narrowing down my results, right? By filtering, maybe by location or whether I've connected with them. They are first connect, second or third connect. I'm going to explain these three in my next class when we go deep into LinkedIn optimization, right? Or I want to filter by other things. I go to all filters, and by the time I scroll down, I can decide to check, oh, by industry. I want to see a CTO of maybe people in the financial sector. I click on that. And by the time I hit on show results, it's going to refilter. And you can see that from 550 results, we now have 37,000 results. So these are ways that you can actually go about with um, connecting with the right people, right? Don't just connect with anybody. Know who your people are. Write out all the list of the criteria that they should have, maybe industry, and all of that, location, and then go about looking for them and then send them a connection request. Now, by the time you are sending a connection request, you have two options. You want to add a note, you don't want to add a note. It's left for you to decide what you want to do. But just know that if you click on send with a note, you only have 5 emails if you're not using LinkedIn Premium. So I have used 3 already this month, so I have 2 left, right? So you will just be so it's only when you are using LinkedIn Premium that's when you have I think unlimited no, I think depends on the LinkedIn Premium that you have some you have about 10, some you have about 15, right? So you can just keep sending with a note. If it's not so urgent and important, that is, you want to catch the person's attention immediately, you can just send without a note and the person will get the connection request, and then you become connected with the person, right? So that's how to go about with your connections. So types of content that literally do well on LinkedIn. We have different types of content, but I'm going to talk about 3. We have the motivational content where a lot of thought leaders use. Sometimes you come up on the platform and you see some Monday motivation posts and what have you. You have informational content where people are just trying to inform you or give you ideas around something, tell you about trends, tell you 5 things you need to know, 10 things you need to know, mistakes you are making, blah 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 about this and all of that. This sort of content do well on LinkedIn. Now, the kind of content that don't do so well on LinkedIn is action-oriented content. For action-oriented content, you're trying to make people do something. Maybe you want them to sign up for this, you want them to buy this, you are dropping a link in your post. The reason why these kind of posts don't do well is because LinkedIn themselves, they use LinkedIn ads, right? And they want you to patronize them. They want you to actually buy LinkedIn ads from them. So once the algorithm notices that you are trying to promote something, it's not really going to push your content out to a lot of people. So it's going to restrict it in some way. So the advice would be, rather than putting up your links in your post directly, you can just put it in the comment section, right? And just in your post, you can direct people, check the comment section for this, that, and then people can go there and see and sign up or do whatever. So that is the kind of content on LinkedIn. So I'm trying to see how I can be able to move and capture as much as. So now we are going to be talking about LinkedIn Top Voice badge and matrix. So let me show you first and foremost what a top voice badge. There are 2 top voice badges on LinkedIn. There's the gold and then there is the blue. So let's see. I've not been a very good girl on LinkedIn, so I hope LinkedIn have not. Okay, yes, mine is still here. So this is a gold top voice badge, and everyone on this call can get theirs. You can get your top voice badge, right? So this is the gold and it's available to you. And LinkedIn do not just award it to anybody. LinkedIn awards it to people that they find as worthy contributors in a particular skill area. If they don't find you as, or if you do not rank, I think in the first 3 percentile, I can't remember how they rank that, but if you don't rank high, right, um in your collaborative article, you will not be able to get your top voice badge. But you can literally get this um in a day. The first time I got mine, I got mine overnight. The second time took me about 2 months to get it. Then the third time took me about 3 days or so to get it. So you can literally get it if you want to get it today, tomorrow, right? But I'm going to show you the quickest way to get it if this is something you're interested in. Now the question will now be, okay, why should I even want to get a top? Why should I have a top voice badge in the first place? Top voice badge is good because it positions you as a thought leader. You're not the only one that is going to be contributing in a collaborative article. You have over 1 billion people on this planet using LinkedIn. Maybe 60% of these billion people are actually active on LinkedIn. So imagine when out of 60%, 40% are actually contributing to a particular skill area, and LinkedIn sees that you are topping or you are ranking really high. So that goes to show that you really know your onions in that particular skill area, and they deem you worthy to accord you this award or this badge, right? So you can have more than one badge. You can have 3, you can have 5, you can have 6. However, you can only display one on your profile per time, right? So that's about what you need to know. And before I forget, LinkedIn can just take this from your profile if you're not really, if you don't maintain your, if you don't maintain, how you've been going about contributing and collaborating, right? LinkedIn can just wake up one morning after like the second month and take it off your profile, just so you know. You don't have it for life. You can have it and actually still have it for life, depending on how you behave. So now let's go to how you can actually get it. Some of you on LinkedIn, you must have been seeing maybe somebody on LinkedIn that would have sent you a message and say, I want you to collaborate. Let's see if I can see one of that kind of collaborate. Uh, okay. I don't know. There's one particular message that somebody from LinkedIn would definitely send to everybody and tell you, I found you have been found worthy to collaborate on so and so article. I don't know. I can't really find it here. But yeah, you will see something like that, and then you will ignore it. That is you ignoring being able to get a top voice badge. So just so you know, next time when you see something like that, don't ignore. So let me go back to my profile because I have the link here. I think at the end of this session, maybe Chibi will share this with you guys. No. Let me copy the link instead and put it. Okay. So this is the collaborative articles that you have been called on to contribute to, right? And if you go through this particular page, you'd see quite a number of articles. Now, these articles have already been generated by LinkedIn themselves using AI. So it's not like one person in the LinkedIn team is, churning out this content. No, probably they can think about the topic and then use AI to generate the content. Now, what is expected of every other person that is being invited to contribute here is that they come and give their opinion. It's either they are expanding on an opinion, or they are generating a new idea, or they are debunking something that has been written or that has been generated. That's basically what is expected of you, right? Now, this part of my screen is the article, and to the right is the skill areas. So not everybody belongs to every area, right? You have your own particular competence area. So if you are into marketing, if you're into engineering, if you're into healthcare, whatsoever you're into, you definitely see your bucket list here, right? If you scroll to the very bottom, you see all topics. Once you click on that, it will take you to where you can explore the library of topics by letter. So you can just like check, So let's go to human resources. I love to use human resources because, well, that's my space. So yes, under H, you can see there are quite a number of things, not just HR, but then some other things that starts from H. Yes, HR. Now, under HR, this is collaborative articles under HR. And still to my right, HR is broad. It's not just one thing. So there's still various other things that I can write on, right? So you can see on my profile, what you see there is recruitment. So I just had to go and look for global talent because I was interested in being seen as a global talent acquisition person. So I just went there, and then I will source through all of these articles now to be able to write a couple that can help me rank high, right? Now, this is what you need to do if you want to get rank, if you want to get your ranking quickly, or you want to get your badge quickly. First things first, take note of the number of people that have contributed in that article. If the number of people that have contributed in that article is a lot, it means that you are competing with that number of people. For instance, this is 14 contributors. It means that if you decide to go and make yourself number 15, you are going to be competing with 15 people. There are some that is as much as 30, 50 contributors per article. So I would advise you, especially if you are not interested in spending 2 months trying to get a top voice badge, I'll advise you to, don't stress yourself with an article that already have quite a number of contributors, right? Don't do that. Just look for the one that has very little contributions and go ahead to contribute. So this one has like 4. So let me just click on that. And it brings me to the article. You can see they tell me that I need to contribute here, and there's quite a number of people that have contributed, right? So let me just quickly do something. So immediately I click on add, don't leave it hanging like this, because how you can rank is, number one, LinkedIn themselves, they're going to check if people have found your contribution insightful. And how would they know if people have found it insightful? It's based on their engagement. So now I have made a contribution. The next thing is how are people engaging with it, right? Now, this very icon here that has insightful, that's the one that you should have more. If you have more of, like, you are going to be ranking, increasing your rank, but you will not as fast as if you have insightful as your emoji. So you can actually click on insightful. Then you can come to these 3 dots here and click on copy link to contribution. Once you copy link to contribution, you can then go to your maybe friends group, and group of people that know you, and all of that, or personal people that you are just related with, and then tell them that they should please go ahead and engage with your post, because it is via engagement and how they find your and how they engage with it, that is using the insightful icon. That is how you'll be ranking quickly. So the quicker you rank, the quicker LinkedIn will make sure that they accord you your badge. So that's how to go about your LinkedIn top voice badge. Gold top voice badge. The blue top voice badge is special for selected people. So before you can get your LinkedIn top voice badge, you have to, like, LinkedIn themselves is going to invite you personally. They don't just award that to anybody. So they have to invite you personally. Your connection is going to be like shooting through the roof. Probably you'll be having like up to 100,000 connects and all of that. So there's quite a number of higher criteria for you to get your blue top voice badge, right? But for this gold one, it's easier to get if you put in the work, right? And I would encourage everyone on the call to try and get it, because it can help boost your trust score, it can help boost your credibility, and it can also help position you as a better candidate in front of recruiters, right? So that's one way to go about boosting your visibility. My God, I hope I will meet up. Now, the next is our matrix. Now, let me take a look at the matrix. So for LinkedIn, let me go back to my LinkedIn profile so that I'll walk you through. Now, this is my LinkedIn profile. Everybody, when you come to your LinkedIn profile, if you scroll down, you definitely see the analytics section. Now, this analytics section is very important that you take note of it, because there are quite a number of things that are being measured. Now, number one is your post impression. Or what did I click? I clicked on impression. Now, number one is your post impression. The next is your follower count. After that is your number of people that view your profiles. Another is how well, or the number of times you have appeared in search results. Um, then, if you have newsletters, how often are people like subscribing to your newsletter and viewing your newsletter? So that's about it for your analytics part. Now, the reason why you need to take note of this is, first and foremost, if you want to boost your visibility, I already told you the three things that you have to do. You have to post, you have to comment, and you have to connect, right? Now, if you are making posts regularly and your post impression is not increasing, right, then there is something wrong. You can see that my post impression here, it is really going down the drains, because for the past, I don't know, I can't remember the last time. I think once last week that I made a post and all. So the post impression will definitely go down. But the one good thing about it is data. So it is real time data. So the more you do things, the more you see the changes over time. And you can always toggle between different dates, right? You can toggle to see for the past 1 year what has been going on. You can toggle to see for the past 30 days, 90 days, and what's not. And that is how you get to know. Another way is you can also check which of your posts is doing so well. The reason why checking which post is doing so well, so that you can know what your target audience is resonating with more. So if a particular post you made, it shows that, you know, people are like really engaging on in that particular post, then you need to go and check, oh, what did you actually do in this post that made people to like engage, and they found it interesting, and try and see how maybe you can repurpose that particular content or create something around or similar around that thing. So that's one way to look at it, right? Then you can also check your audience, right? How many people have followed you, or how much follower count are you getting? Same way you can toggle, for the past 1 year, for the past 90 days, and whatnot. Now, one thing you should take note of is, once you put up posts that are really engaging, or the algorithm favored you that day, I intentionally use favored, the algorithm favored you that day and like put your posts out to quite a number of people, there's definitely going to be a spike in the number of people that are going to send you connection requests, right? So, for instance, for the past 90 days, on June 19th, there was a huge spike in my follower count. So, I definitely did something on June 19th. So, I would definitely want to go and check to see what happened on June 19th to what did I do, right? So, I'm pretty sure this should be a job post. Maybe I put up a post regarding now hiring, right? So this is it. Then you can also check who is following you, or who what are the kind of people, or who are the kind of people rather that are following you, right? You can use check by the job titles. Now, this is one way for you to know if it is the target audience that you are looking, that is your goal. If you see that, for instance, you are looking for chief HR people or recruiters of that sort that should be following you, and then you come to your analytics, and then you are seeing sales and marketing, or you are seeing content writer, or you are seeing, um, you know, you are just seeing a particular title that is following you, then you know that majority of the people that has connected with you in the past maybe 30 days or whatever, these are the people. So you want to see how you can maybe change your strategy. Maybe you do this time, connect with the actual people that you want to connect with, or put a post regarding, things that will attract the actual people that you want. So these are the ways that you can use the matrix to your advantage, right? I want to quickly go to search appearances, because that is actually very important. How well are you appearing to people? Okay, search appearances. For profile viewers, if you are not using LinkedIn Premium, you will not see so much people. But that's also that's also the ways that LinkedIn is easy to get their money. So if you come to the search appearance, you also want to check what are the kind of titles that you are appearing for, right? If you have set up your profile in a certain way to be able to be seen for a certain kind of job title, and you come to your search appearance matrix here, and then you start seeing something that is totally off what you are interested in or what you have set your profile for, then there is a problem. It means that your profile has not been optimized properly, and you need to go and like impute one or two keywords or change one or two things or rewrite one or two things, right? So as you can see here, my profile has been popping up for writer, hiring manager, officer, learning and development, and health specialist. I have no freaking idea what health specialist is doing here because I don't have anything health related on my profile, but I definitely have for the other four things, right? So I can understand for the four things, but health specialist, I have no freaking idea. But these are the ways that you can actually use to get an understanding of what is going on in your page. You can also see the companies that the people that are looking at as in searching for you, where they are working. And if you want to be proactive, you can decide to fish them out. You can decide to go and check who in UBA group has been looking at you. How can you see that? You go to um the other matrix profile viewers for you to check the people that are appearing in the company. So if I definitely see a UBA group person here, then I will know that this is the person in UBA group that appeared. You can see everything is blurred out because I'm not using premium, right? I've not activated my premium, so you can see everything is blurred out. But the moment I activate my premium now, it's all going to appear to me, and then I can be able to trace who in this place searched for me. If the person is someone I'm interested in, or I feel like, oh, okay, the chief head officer of um Transion is looking at Vivian's, what are you looking for? Are you looking for an HR person? Then I want to go and drop a message or maybe connect with the person directly, turn on his notification, engage with him and whatnot, right? So you can see how that works. So that's about how to use matrix for your advantage. I'm going to have to run through this. I'll take questions at the end of this section. So please confirm that you can see my new slide. The slide for service providers, how to create an irresistible offer.
Yeah, confirm. We can see this.
All right, great. Now, what is this? I need people to respond now. Now that you're going to be seeing like a picture with quite a number of images on the screen. What is it saying to you, right? What is the emotion that this image is like bringing up to you? So I want to hear that from you via the chat and the Telegram. You are seeing limited offer. You're seeing what is it speaking to? What is it saying to you?
It's saying urgent to me.
It's saying urgent, right?
Yep.
Promo, discounts. It's saying sales. For me, it is saying go and buy this thing. No, if I don't buy it now, problem. Have missed out on something great. That's what it's saying, basically, right? Urgency, scarcity, adverts, sales, limited offer, and all. If you are interested, take a quick action. I love that. Yes, that's literally what it's communicating. And if you are a service provider and you want to use LinkedIn to your advantage, you should be able to know how to use all of this to tell a story and to elicit the right emotions from people so that you can be able to get people to patronize you, to buy from you, to listen to you, to get your services and whatnot. Majority of my clients have all come from LinkedIn, basically, right? And when I put up post, I'm telling them, this is a very exclusive offer, once in a lifetime. You miss it, you lose, and I still gain. And by the time I put up something like this, you start seeing people that are like, oh, I'm interested, what is it about, and all of that, right? And I hear that great marketers know how to make use of this to their advantage so well. So now let's look at the reasons why people buy things in the first place. Like I said, this is a bonus slide, and it's for people that have things to sell to people, right? Not necessarily like 9 to 5ers. Even there are some 9 to 5ers that have like other side businesses that they do. So why do people buy from you? Quite a number of reasons. I'm going to run through this. People buy because of urgency. They don't want to like miss out on something. For instance, Black Friday, Jumia will come up. I think September or so that it happens. Everybody is literally waiting for that so that they can go and buy something so that they don't miss out on blah 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 and all of that. So because of the seller has created a product or an offer and has attached something of an emotion that will make people to create like an urgency around it, right? So people will be forced to buy. That's why Instagram sellers, they do birthday promo, they do an Easter promo, they do a layer promo, they do I just put to bed promo. Everything is promo. Even if it is 5 naira that they remove from it, it is still promo, right? So they're just trying to create an urgency and just to communicate to you that this thing, if you don't get it right now, there's a problem, right? And it literally works almost all the time, majority of the time. So if you want to sell on LinkedIn, you should also try and leverage this. Communicate the problem to people, right? When you want to sell, you're not selling people you're not necessarily telling people the features of what you are selling or the features of what you are putting out there. You literally want to tell people that they have a problem. Like you literally want to call out their problems, because some people, they don't even know that they have this problem. It's by the time you start telling them that you've been getting too much reject mails, that's why you have not earned better salary, or that's why you are not traveling to Dubai and Canada for your leave every 2 months. So if you don't tell them like that, they will not know that they have a problem, right? But you are literally just telling them to come and rewrite their CV. But you're already calling a lot of big things, and they're like, is it because I've not rewritten my CV? That's why I cannot travel to Canada and Dubai at my will. So communicate a problem to people, and people will be willing to buy. Right. Another reason why people are buying things is because of they want to look good, they want to stand out, they want to like be recognized. So they want to have like a celebrity status, right? That's literally why luxury products, luxury cars, luxury jewelries, and all of that, they sell well because of the status attached. So if you can be able to communicate that your service or your product will make your buyer stand out in a certain light, then definitely you're going to be seeing a lot of sales. People buy also to improve themselves. Take for instance, why will you want to upskill? Why will I be an HR person and be interested in tech, for instance? Because I know the world is, evolving, and very soon, some jobs will be wiped out because of AI and blah blah blah. And I want to upskill and all of that. Now, if you are selling an educational product and you're communicating to me that you can be able to earn better if you come and buy, you can be able to develop yourself better, get this and get that, then I will definitely buy, right? Because of people want to Another reason why people buy is because they want to have the good things of life, right? They want to improve their earnings. A lot of people buy because out of greed. They see a particular promo, buy one get five free, and then they are jumping on it like legit, right? These are the reasons people buy. So if you can be able to understand the psychology behind people buying, and manipulate that to your advantage, then definitely you'll be able to sell on LinkedIn. By the time you start putting out posts and your copies are great and all of these kind of things, definitely you'd see your audience. I have to move to the next slide quickly. Should be, I'm so sorry. I'll finish this in the next 5 minutes. Now, you have to create an irresistible offer also if you want to be able to sell on LinkedIn. Now, what do you mean? What do I mean by an irresistible? Why didn't I just say create an offer? After all, if you want to sell something, you should have something that you should have a product or a service that you want to sell, and it should have a tag, a price tag to it, right? That should be the offer. But why is it irresistible? So let's look at the elements of an irresistible offer. Number one, greed. You want to put up an offer whereby the perceived value is greater than the actual value that you have placed on it. For instance, I'm doing LinkedIn optimization, and then I tell you that if you subscribe to my strategy, if you subscribe to my LinkedIn visibility strategy, you're not just going to be getting 20 days consistency challenge slash free optimization of your profile. You're also going to get a free access to my library, what 100 books, including copies that I've used that made helped me to make 5,000 naira in, did I say 5,000 naira? Sorry, 500,000 in the space of 24 hours, blah, 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 all of that. I package this thing and put it as a headline of my this thing. How much? I put my price tag. Pay away 5,000 naira, just come and pay, and you have access to me talking to you. So so people would jump on this, right? Because definitely, they want the good things and they want to pay less for it. So if you can be able to communicate that the value that you're going to be given is way more than the actual amount that you'll pay for it, then you are on the right step of creating an irresistible offer. The next thing is that you want to include bonuses that it will increase the perceived value, right? Like I already said, one of the bonus that I just said as my example is you have an access to my free library of books, that has blah blah blah, this and that, and all of that. Of course, the books that I'm going to be talking about will be books that I know that they are interested in. For instance, I can say, one of the books in my library is, you know, ChatGPT prompts that I've been able to use to do this that helped me to get so and so, right? And if I am able to communicate this properly, then trust me, people will jump on it. Then I want to also include transformational results. Tie your product to a transformation in people's lives. That's why you'd see these people that are selling slimming tea and all of this, kind of products. The way they sell the product, if you check it out, they are not telling you that you should come. They are not just telling you come and buy slimming tea. They'll create a very emotional story, or they'll create something that will, you know, make you realize that you are missing out. Or if you are not slim, it's not like there's anything that is wrong with your body size, but the way that they will paint the story, they'll paint in such a way that it's because this person was slim, that's why she was able to achieve this, or that's why he was able to get this, right? So if you can be able to attach your product to a transformation that they can see in their lives, then definitely your offer is going to be irresistible. Scarcity and urgency. The other page, I had quite a number of images. Tie your offer to, you know, create like a scarcity around it. Put time limits to it. Tell them that if you don't purchase this thing right now, the price goes up after 24 hours. You can tell them pre-order this thing, because if you don't place your order for during this pre-order sales, once the product comes out, the price goes up by 20%. So when you are doing these kind of things, your offer becomes irresistible. People want to jump on that now than later, right? Create urgency around it. Another is success stories and testimonies. If you are a consultant, you're consulting for people, then you definitely should have success stories. If you are starting out new, then you can use yourself as an example. Perform your experiment on you and get your success story on you, and then sell your success story to people. Tell people about what you have been able to achieve. right? So once you're able to attach testimonies, that's why sometimes now when you go on when you see proposals or you go to sites, right, websites of some companies, you definitely see testimonials from people that or clients that have used their service or their products prior to that then. So attach testimonies, also social proof. Attach something to your offer. Tell them that, see, if you don't get this result in 2 weeks time, if you don't get this result immediately, if you don't get this result, blah blah blah, you are definitely going to have 110% money back guarantee. You see some people that do things like that. They are trying to, reel you in and make their offer quite irresistible to you. If you can do all of these things in your post on LinkedIn, you definitely go far in converting people to purchase from you. Recommendations and endorsements. On LinkedIn, on your profile, you have a service page and you have a recommendation section on your profile page. Make use of it, right? Once you make use of it, people will go to your profile and see that others have used your product or has used your services prior and they are happy with the quality that you have given them, and also even write something for you. So yes, these are ways that you can be able to create an irresistible offer. Now build a brand. If you have the best item and nobody knows you, you most likely not sell so well. So try as much as possible to like build your personal brand. And that's why we have been here since last week Saturday. We're here today and we'll be here next week also. Build a brand. Identify your niche. Don't be jack of all trades, right? Start with something first, build up that thing, and then you can now start branching out. That is the easiest way to go about it. If you decide to dabble into a lot of things at the same time, you most likely get burnt out and you will not even achieve 10% of the result that you're supposed to achieve. So try as much as possible to niche down to something that you have high interest in, or you know that you can be able to deliver effortlessly in. And then from there, you can start testing the waters, branching out, and all of that. Understand what your unique selling point is. There should be something that is unique about your service or your product, right? So identify it. Make your brand name to stand out. Your result should speak for itself. Your offer, are you towing the line of high price? Are you towing the line of low price? Are you towing the line of just let's make it, moderate? Whatsoever you're trying to do, make sure that there is a goal behind it and you can be able to like grow with it in the long run. Make sure that your quality of work is excellent. If it's not excellent, you're just joking. All these things are playing. Because by the time by the time somebody drags you, by the time you lose your trust, like lose your credibility, right? You will not be able to sell as much. And this is everywhere, not just on LinkedIn, right? Um, what you need to do is, like I've said already, be the best at what you do. Churn out quality upon quality. Your goal is to earn respect. That's literally your goal. If you want to network with people on LinkedIn, make sure that you are able to earn, like gather the respect. If you can't do this, then you are just joking. Nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody's going to like want to associate themselves with you. Be able to, earn respect and also loyalty. Respond to comments. I forgot to say this when I was talking about commenting. This is very important. People will definitely reach you via DMs, right? Some will be selling things. You definitely know the ones that are ads, right? That you can, ignore. But when you see somebody that literally reach you um directly, you should please try as much as possible to respond to your DMs, because you never can tell. That person that you responded to could just be the person that will refer you for your next job, for your next offer, or whatever. Majority, apart from the clients I've gotten directly on my own accord, um majority of the others have been through referrals, and I even have like a referral bonus going on for people that like will refer, because of how consistent it has been coming in. So respond to people's comments, respond to DMs. Don't take anyone for granted. You never can tell who can just be your next help, right? And always improve. Don't say because and this goes both ways for the 9 to 5ers and for the people that are like, you know, selling their products and services. Always find ways to like recreate or products, and always find ways to improve your skill, right? Upskill, reskill, whatsoever you need to do, just do it, right? But don't remain on the same level, right? So that's about it. And at this juncture, I'm going to say thank you so much. I was able to put I was trying so hard because it's like a lot. If I decide to delve into all of these things deeply, maybe in the next 5 hours we'll still be here talking about these things. But yes, I think I've been able to do justice. Chibi, please confirm.
Yeah, you certainly have. You certainly have. Thank you so much. That was a super insightful session. Thank you so much for that. People in the audience, so I think we need two things from you guys. So if you have questions for Vivian now, please just drop them in the on the Telegram group chat there, or raise your hands and we can unmute your mic so you ask your questions. But also, we would like you guys to also drop comments. What have you learned from this session? How impactful has it been? We want to hear your like testimonials, really. So yeah, please let's give a few minutes for that. All right. I see John has his hands up. Um, although I think network just kicked him off. Yeah. Um. All right, guys. Please, we don't want to keep Vivian here like any longer than she has to. So, do we have any questions?
Namdi, we are not
Let's
buying anything.
see. It's not looking
Namdi
like
says,
we
"What
have
are
any
we?"
questions. So everybody understood. Exactly.
Okay, I can see a question
All right. I
from
think we have one.
yeah. Chibi, can I
Hello,
go ahead and
Vivian.
ask the question? Okay, let me go ahead to address the question. I think the network is lagging, and I hope that we all can hear me. So, Ekanem, I see your question. You say you are a virtual assistant, and you are also learning a tech skill. So do you suggest I talk about my virtual assistant skills and my tech journey on my LinkedIn at the same time? If it's a no, what do you suggest I do instead? So yes, you definitely can talk about these two on your LinkedIn at the same time, right? And I hope what you mean by talk about is that make posts around what you are doing slash how you're progressing in your career. Yes, you can definitely do this, right? Now, then my question to you would be your tech journey means that you are currently learning, right? And what it also means is that you are currently earning as a virtual assistant. So for the now, you are looking for jobs or you are currently doing virtual assistants, right? So that you can have on your bio because that's literally what you're doing right now. And then you can also have um your tech aspiration, right? You can have that, still on your bio. You can say something like, I don't know what part of tech, but let me assume it's data analysis. So you can have something like virtual assistant. Under virtual assistant, I really do not know what virtual assistant angle you are in also. I don't know if it's social media management or appointment setting. That is also a very broad area. So if you can pick out the one that you are actually into, have that on your bio, and then have another one that says data analysis enthusiasts. That alone would tell anybody that sees your profile that this is the actual thing that you're doing. Oh. This is the thing that you are making money from. This is the thing that you can pull out, and your skill is all around. But you're also on a journey to being this data analysis. So you can have that on your bio, comfortably have that on your bio. There's really no harm in having that there. Then when you're churning out posts, you can talk about your tech journey, and you can also talk about your tech, your virtual assistants, job skills, and all of that on your post. That's perfectly fine. So I think if you also go to my profile, you'd see I'm currently doing my master's in digital transformation. That is tech related. It's totally different from HR, right? And you'd see, let's see if I can go there so that you'd see exactly what I'm talking about. Um, should this be network? It's not responding. Okay, definitely network. Okay. Okay, so Ekanem, you see here that I have digital transformation enthusiast. I'm currently doing this as my master's, right? But then prior to this, you can see that every other thing I have here is related to my HR, right? So that is it. So you can actually have something like this on your bio. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, I don't think
Okay.
I can question again.
Yeah, doesn't seem like there's any questions again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to force it really. Okay. I really enjoyed this one though. Can't lie. Um, just as much as I did with the first one. Um, but okay, yeah, I was just still scanning through see if anyone had their hands up. But okay, without all of that, I just want to say thank you to Vivian. Vivian, thank you so much. This has been a good one so far. Um, we hope to end this in a bang next weekend. We'll make a whole lot more noise about it. Um, yeah, this was a really good one. It was really insightful. I really enjoyed this. Um, so yeah, Vivian, do you have any like final words for us before we like sign off for the day?
I think my final words will be that I think I want to ask Nafisat. I know that she mentioned that she doesn't know how to use LinkedIn well. So I hope that right now you see the reason, right, why you should try to, start using LinkedIn. And my final charge to everyone would be don't sleep on LinkedIn. Don't sleep on LinkedIn for whatsoever thing you're trying to achieve. You can definitely like hit it off if you start using LinkedIn or if you start taking LinkedIn more seriously. So between now and next week, just try and go through the recordings that's happened in the past and today's own whenever it comes up, and get prepared for next week Saturday, because next week Saturday is going to like be the actual optimization conversation. So I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to optimize your profile, right? So you don't want to miss that out.
All right, thank you so much. So guys, we all heard that. You guys just follow. You guys just need to like follow the updates on Telegram. So We have posted last week's sessions, so please check that out. There's a brief summary of it on Instagram. There's a recording up on YouTube now. There was also like a post here as well on Telegram. So just look through the pinned chat to kind of like catch up on all these things. Um, I think the most important part, to be honest with you, and which is like the toughest part as well, is just really taking action. With all of these things that like we learn, that's the hardest part really. But that's where the change actually happens. That's where the results are actually seen, right? Okay, so we will also share these, the recording of this and like the summary of this across like all our channels as well. So yeah, guys, yeah, so it's a good one. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, everyone. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Bye.